WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany tasting, well, rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have something from Glenmorangie. I wouldn't think they would be rare and exotic, but I haven't found hardly any videos online on YouTube. This is The Accord, the 12-year-old. Now I can tell a little story about this because it says here travel exclusive or travelers exclusive. This was for travel retail. So this was bottled basically 2019, 2020. It came on the market for travel retail. Well, what happened to travel retail 2020? Corona. COVID-19. And so this bottle basically now has made it into the normal retail, at least the online retail over here in Germany. And I have a bottle of this. I have the 14-year-old, which is going to be next on my video. And there's a 16-year-old, which I somehow forgot to buy. I did not know that there were 3 of these. I only saw those 2, so I only bought those 2. Oh, well. This is ex-bourbon casks, and this is Oloroso Sherry. This is 60 euros for the 1-liter bottle. Yes, it's 1 liter. I didn't shrink. And it's 43%. Whiskey base number 139843. On the back, let me read real quick. It says, our signature spirit, distilled in Scotland's tallest stills, that's their giraffe stills, is aged in American oak barrels, barrel casks or bourbon casks for smooth, fruity notes, and in select Oloroso sherry casks for sweetness and spice. We then marry these casks together to create a single malt whiskey of richness and finesse exclusively for the traveler's delight. Yeah, since we have no more travelers, I get to try this. All right, so Glenmorangie is very big in the travel retail. You can take 1 liter of spirits with you on the plane, and therefore travel retail 1 liter. All right, so I'm going to compare it to Auchentoshan 3 wood. This is 40 euros for the 0.7 liter, so about the same, a little bit cheaper. Now, this is 43%. Yay. This has coloring. This is colored. This is also, it says here on the back, mit Farbstoff, Zuckercouleur, so E150A. And also this has the coloring added to it, caramel coloring. So 43%, 43%. Both of these are chilled filtered, or it doesn't say anything about being non-chilled filtered. And both of these have coloring added. You can actually see the whiskeys here, the coloring. Wait a second. So see how the colored whiskeys. The Glenmorangie is actually darker than the 3 wood. The 3 wood is basically the same, even though this is just says sherry casks. This says Pedro Jimenez and Oloroso casks. So both of these are 3 woods, 1, 2, 3. 2 types of sherry and 1 bourbon. Here we only have bourbon and sherry. So I thought it would be a fairly fair competition today. So on the nose, I like this. This is plum wine. This is, if you ever gone to a Chinese restaurant, at least over here in Germany, they put a little bottle of plum wine on the table, and you can try it and drink it during your meal. My wife drinks. I don't drink when I go out, usually for dinner because I drive. No drinking, driving ever for me. No beer, no wine, no anything. That's one of my rules. And so, so she gets to drink. And so she even take the little bottle with her and then have it at home, and then maybe I'll try it at home as well. I get a lot of plum wine in here. It says here on the box, this whiskey's rich nose brims with raisins, milk chocolate, toffee, and orange. Then vanilla, gentle spice, and butterscotch shine through. All right, the word plum is not mentioned. I got plum. Whatever I get is right in my video, and that's the reason I say it. All right, yes, there's chocolate. Yes, there's a little bit of butterscotch. There's butterscotch, chocolate, and a lot of plum for me. Over here. Now, I used to be 3-4 years ago. I only started my journey here. I was a whiskey connoisseur 5 years ago, where I started documenting it online here with YouTube. That was in May of 2016, by the way. So we're coming up on an anniversary, yay. At the very beginning, I loved Auchentoshan. I adored Auchentoshan 3-1. This was one of my gateway whiskeys. It really pulled me in and showed me how a great, great sherry whiskey could be. This is my 5th or even maybe my 6th bottle. I do a lot of bottle shares and I do some online tastings. And so I go through a couple of these bottles maybe once or twice a year. And The last two bottles have actually been of very inferior quality for me, my personal opinion. Maybe I've changed, maybe the bottle has changed. I don't know. But I get plasticine, I get Play-Doh, I get a little bit of artificial tar moments in here. Not the peaty tar, but the plastic type of tar. Um, this is not anything that draws me in. It actually repels me more than it does anything else. It's just like, oh no, I don't know if I really want to drink it. This, on the other hand, a sweetness, a lightness, a plum, a red plum note, a very, very succulent. Now I could be writing the notes here. Now the interesting thing is this is a chameleon. The nose is not what I get on the palate. The palate is, for me at least, totally different. I have these very bright, nice, sweet notes on the nose, and when I try it, mmm, mmm, this shows how I like it. I get a nice dark chocolate. There must be some European oak in here, in my personal opinion. There's a tiny little bit of alcohol in the middle there. There's a basic sweetness to it, and there's like a cappuccino moment towards the end. Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Wow. And the finish goes on and on and on. I was not expecting that. The very first time I drank it, it was like, ooh, this is wrong. Now, for those of you that or live over in Europe, maybe you know this. For those of you in the States, they do something weird to the popcorn over here. So when I grew up in the States, I only had sugar. I only had salt on my popcorn. I came over to Germany the first time I was in a cinema at the movies. Someone gave me some popcorn. I tried it. I spit it out because it was sugar. Now, if you expect saltiness and you get sweetness, your whole brain or my brain just kind of goes tilt. And that's what happened. And when I tried this the first time, I was expecting a light, a very, very sweet, a plum-like moment. And instead I got, dark, rich chocolate, a little bit of cappuccino, nice, nice moments there that continue on until this moment. I can still taste this whiskey moments later. Wonderful, wonderful finish. And it says here, taste of dates, sugar-coated plums, and creamy cappuccino before a subtly spicy finish. A fruity and rich dram. Now, I did not expect to like this whiskey. It's like, okay, it's a 12-year-old Glenmorangie. I did not like the tail of cake. I thought it was hot. I thought it really didn't. Had a tiny, tiny little bit of a miniature moment of pineapple upside down cake, but it really, really wasn't worth the price. The Glenmorangie 12 Malaga was fantastic. I really liked it. And this I like as well. So we'll see if I like the, what is this called even? The Elementa, the Accord I really like. I'm almost blown away about the quality of this whiskey. Now the finish is finally gone. I need to take another sip. But before I do that, I'd like to compare it to the Three Woods. As I said, the nose really isn't that appealing to me at the moment. I'm sorry, the plasticine moment. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's got the bitterness towards the end. This has a nice, perfect, very nice, great development with the wood. This kind of goes downhill actually. It's like okay, it's a little bit almost watery at the beginning. Then the oiliness, the viscosity does kick in the middle, goes towards the end, but the whole time there's a little bit of like a Play-Doh type of artificial moment in there, that plasticine, and then it just kind of goes downhill from there. There's a bitterness in here that I just don't like. Wasn't there before, at least not according to my brain. If I go back 2, 3, 4 years ago, this was actually yummy, and now it's like yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's the bottle. Maybe it's the development of casks. Who knows? I don't know. I would like to have an old bottle, compare it to each other, and see what happens. I might have to go to auction and find a 5, 6, 8-year-old bottle of Auchentoshan and do that. All right. Cleanse my palates real quick. Put a little bit more in here. Now, if you've been a friend of my channel for a while, you know almost all of my videos are neck pours. So I'm so sorry. That's the way I do it. Open them up. This is my first impression. All right. So if you have a different impression of this bottle, go for it. Write it down in the chat. My question of the day is, what is your favorite Glenmorangie? I'm sure some of you are going to say Signet. Some of you are going to say something else. I don't know. But this is actually a very, very good bottle that I like much better than I thought I would. So it says the art and science of wood. For more than 175 years, we have dedicated ourselves to crafting the most delicious whiskies, expertly distilling our Highland spirit and selecting only the best casks for maturation. With our Accord, we share one of the finest single malt whiskies created this way for your pleasure. Not bad, not bad. Why do you put coloring in it then? Glenmorangie 12 is 43% non-chilled filtered. Do it. Yes, I know idiots in America and other places of the world put ice in their whiskey. I don't care. Non-chilled filter this, no color added, and make a great, great product, Glenmorangie. Please. I'm not good with names. Excuse me for 1 second. So I'm going to talk to the boss here. All right. Bill Lumsden. Sorry, Dr. Bill Lumsden. Could you please non-chill filter this in the future? Could you please leave alone that coloring? I think us geeks and I think the world-wide movement of whiskey lovers would actually prefer that. All right, so don't listen to me. Listen to the hundreds and thousands of other people saying exactly the same words, please. And that goes for travel retail as well. It just gets better. I really love that finish. Well done. B minus. Well done. Value for money. C. I don't know if you can get this in the States. As I said, this was the travel retail. Maybe if you can go back to airports sooner than I can over here in Europe, you'll be able to find this. You'll be able to get this and enjoy this. All right, as I said, my second video will be coming out soon with the Elemente, and I'm going to go buy the 16 and go find that as well and try that as also and see what that is. All the best, WhiskyJason. Whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys, almost always comparing it to something you can buy or a different whiskey. And thank you very much. Like, subscribe, tell others, and maybe even share this video with others. It's really interesting to see where I get my comments from all over the world, from Australia, from US, from Canada, from England, from Ireland, from Russia. Very, very interesting to see where people are. India. It's great to be part of this global community. All the best, WhiskyJason here. Bye-bye.